have been working with all of them and have developed their project under carbon credits market. And these are our governments. We are also working with Indian governments like Indian Railway, Indian Oil Corporation, Bharat Petroleum, Hindustan Petroleum, Uttarakhand Power Corporation, Kerala State Electricity Boards. So this is all from my side. If you have any question regarding this, you can ask me.
Please come. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Swamy. So we'll take 2 questions. Please introduce yourself and brief one. Only a question, please. So anyone? Any question? Yeah. Can you give mic there, please?
I am Bhat Sundar Malla, electrical engineers. And my question to Mr. Swamy, that first part he has very well covered about his company. And the next part, is any project in Nepal you have carbon credited for Nepal? Number 1. And number 2, how the transport project is included in the carbon credit? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for asking this question. Yes, we have worked with few companies in Nepal, right? Like Hydropower, we have registered their project, and within 3 to 4 months, we will be getting their credit issued into our account. So this would be our first project from Nepal, and we have several projects lined up in different mechanisms like VCS and Sir Carbono. So most probably this year we will be anticipating first issuance from Nepal. But we have registered, but issuance is yet to be done from Nepal. Yeah, so in transport, if you are replacing fossil fuel based like diesel, if you are exporting through fossil fuel like diesel, or you are doing transportation through trucks which is operated in diesel and petrol. So if you are replacing that project, that fleet into EV, electric vehicle, then that emission that you are reducing from that transportation, that project can be eligible under transportation. So you are like fuel switching. You are switching from diesel to electric vehicle. So you are reducing carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide from the atmosphere. So you are eligible to register these projects under VERA mechanism. So we are basically going to register this project also from India, most probably by this year. And we also are anticipating to get the credit issued this year itself from VCS through this transport project. Thank you so much. Any further question from anyone? Thank you.
Hello, excuse me, Srinivas Lungana, an honorary graduate mechanical engineering student. Like you said, you choose developing countries and underdeveloped countries to establish the carbon credit hubs, developing and underdeveloped countries. Why can't you change the production system or the industries in the developed region itself, changing and transferring the credit points into the developing countries? Thank you.
Your question is why we are not taking credits from developing countries?
Yeah, that too. And why can't we mechanize or change the system itself that we make it carbon neutral in the developed countries itself?
Basically, like developing country and LDC country do not have any obligation right now to become net zero. But as every country has pledged to become carbon neutral, like India has pledged to become carbon neutral in 2070. Nepal has been pledged for like 2050, I guess. So till now, we do not have, like developing countries like India and least developed country like Nepal do not have any obligation. So developed countries like European countries have obligation to purchase carbon credit from the developing country. So we need to transfer these credits to the developed country. There is no obligation such to to purchase, for developing country to purchase carbon credit. Yes, but voluntary, everyone can offset their credit, everyone can offset their emission using carbon credit. There is no compliance, you can say, but voluntarily everyone can do. Like we have one food chain in India called Zomato. They have a transportation, they deliver food. So they do not have any obligation, but they voluntarily offsets their emission using carbon credits of developing countries or less developing countries through their own. Thank you. I hope I have answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Swamy, for wonderful presentation. So I was going through the Harvard Business Review recently. So last decade was most of the billionaires comes from the telecom. So next decade going to be drinking water and energy storage. So now I would like to invite Vice President of Trillion Dollar Conglomerate of India, Adani Group, Vice President of Adani Group. He is the head of the business, Mr. Jayaraman Punidhan. He will be presenting about pump storage, hydro, and its important. Please welcome with round of applause to Mr. Punidhan. Thank you.
Honorable Chair, Managing Director, Nepal Electricity Authority, dignitaries on the dais, IPAN, ladies and gentlemen, firstly, let me take this opportunity to thank you all for having us here. It's a pleasure to be here and sharing with you such an august presence about something very interesting concept about pump storage hydropower projects. So this is something which we have taken up very seriously in Adani Group. So before I take you through the pump storage conceptual, I would like to very briefly I'll just like to give a very brief overview of what we are, and then like to touch upon the demand and the justification. What is the global outlook and what is the present scenario? What are the projects that we have taken for development? And then how Nepal is interesting as a country in this aspect. So just to give you a very brief overview of the Adani Group, it's a business conglomerate with various interests in, we have the flagship company called the Adani Enterprises Limited, which is the incubator company. And we have the energy and utility. Under energy and utility, we have Adani Green Energy Limited. This is under which presently the hydropower and the pump storage comes. We also have Adani Energy Solutions Limited, which is the largest private transmission utility in India. We have Adani Total Gas, and we have Adani Power Limited. So apart from this, we are also into transport and logistics, Adani APZ, Adani Next, and then we are into cements, materials, minings. We have ACC and Ambuja is part of our group now, and we are also into the FMCG group where Wilmar, we have jointly participated with Wilmar, and then the media group NDTV in India is also part of the Adani Group, Adani Digital Labs. So this is just a brief overview of what Adani Group is about. So to start off, mainly I would like to start by telling that before we get into the conceptual of pump storage and hydropower, we need to have a very clear demarcation between what is hydropower and what is pump storage, because there is a lot of confusion going on. It is like an extension of hydropower. No. Basically, pump storage projects are net consumers of energy. So what I'm trying to say is that though functionally it is similar to hydropower projects, here this pump storage projects acts as a water battery. So it is an energy storage, large, huge natural water battery energy storage that is here. So in this, so conceptually, if you can see that in pump storage we require two reservoirs. So one upper reservoir and a lower reservoir in some natural inundations or some ball-shaped inundations connected with a water conductor system. So during the daytime, when the energy is very low, so we try to use that energy to pump the water from the lower reservoir to the upper reservoir. So pump storage projects, why it is more environment friendly, why it is more easier to construct, because see, we can have a pump storage projects without even having a river. I mean, we can have a one-time filling for the reservoir and then recycle it. Of course, there will be some evaporation losses, but this is the concept which is more attractive. The closed loop off-stream pump storage projects. This is where we have the low-hanging fruit. So like I already said that during the daytime when the demand is very low in the grid and we have abundant solar and wind power, we try to utilize this low-cost renewable energy, clean energy, and try to pump the water from the lower reservoir to the upper reservoir. Similarly, during the peak time, so we try to generate the power. So one of the main use cases of this is the energy arbitrage, the high demand, generation during high demand and pumping during low demand. So apart from this, there are various other use cases like load flowing, peak load shaving. It can also be used as an ancillary services to stabilize the grid. So there are so much of use cases for this pump storage projects. It has become a very important aspect. At least the government of India has come out and promoted this pump storage projects. They have been allotting these pump storage projects on MOU basis, and these are all huge projects. Like the minimum that we are doing is like 500 megawatt. So I mean, why 500 megawatt is because the larger the project, the more economical economical sense it makes. So these are the use cases of the pump storage projects. So in the global scenario, if you look at, this is basically if you Andrew Blakers from the Australian National University, he has brought out an excellent, which is in the public domain actually. If you go through the RE map 100, all the entire world has been mapped for the potential for the pump storage projects. So this is the starting point. What we try to do is we try to zero into these potential sites and then try to identify as per the threshold values what constitutes a better site. So if you look at the global capacity, so this is 165 gigawatt storage installed capacity. This is enormous potential which is yet to be tapped. We haven't heard that much in this part of the world. Of course, there are a lot of countries, especially Japan and China and all. They have gone through. They have done this. So what I would like to say is that the potential that is available is enormous. So in India, if you see, right now it is only 4.7 gigawatt of pump storage, mostly on river schemes, but the potential is around 119 gigawatt. So this is the opportunity that is lying in pump storage projects. So out of this, these are the operational and the status of the under construction and the survey and investigation schemes. So there are various incentives by the government of India, like the hydropower purchase obligation is also applicable to the pump storage projects. One of the very interesting aspect is that in India, the interstate transmission services has been waived off at least till 2028. This one important aspect ensures the viability of the projects. I think we have something a lead to take from. I mean, if it would be a request, I mean, if we have such similar kind of interstate transmission services waived off, then definitely the sector is going to have a paradigm shift. So there are various policies in India. For example, the enabling infrastructure like the roads, the bridges, and even now I think they're going to get into the transmission system also. This enabling infrastructure is segregated apart from the project, and enabling infrastructure fund has been created. This is allotted to that project. So this makes the project more viable. I mean, when you construct even a hydropower project, most of the roads, the bridges and everything, if that is segregated and kept separately, then that will never eat into the economics of the hydropower. So this is one of the things. The ISTS, I have already elaborated on that. There is no water cess. And the beauty of pump storage is that it is not going to use any water. It is only recycling of the water, one-time filling, and maybe evaporation losses is being recouped. So this is the budgetary support that the government of India is providing. So this makes pump storage projects very, very attractive in India. So I wanted to share this about these pump storage projects. So within our group, we have signed MOUs with various state governments. Initially, we had signed MOUs with the state government of Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra. We have 5 projects in Maharashtra and about 6 projects in Andhra Pradesh. Then again, we have recently signed in Daus, Telangana and Tamil Nadu. So altogether, right now we have in our basket a portfolio of about 21,950 megawatt. So this is what we are taking up. In fact, the first project in Andhra Pradesh, 500 megawatt, has already started off. We have appointed ANDREDS as the E&M contractor, and we have ITD Cementation as the civil contractor. So the first project, we plan to complete this project within 32 months. This is our target. So coming back to the most interesting or what is more relevant to the Nepal aspect, we have seen that, I mean, mostly Nepal is very, very rich in hydropower, yes, but the interesting fact is that Nepal is also having at least 2,800 pump storage sites available. If you go look at the Australian National University, so there is huge, enormous potential, but this potential has to be studied in detail. We have also been studying the market, most of the markets, including Nepal, and we do have some pain points. We do recognize some pain points. The important one is the glacial lake outburst flood. This is one major concern, especially in the Himalayas, because the downstream and the riparian states, the riparian projects, they will get affected. So we lay very much emphasis on the glacial lake outburst flood, and we would like to see most of the project reports having that GLOS studies done. The second is the sedimentation. Of course, the hydrology is excellent. I mean, most of the projects has at least 30 years of hydrology, very excellent hydrology. But we would also like to get into the sedimentation aspects, the geological challenges, especially because it's in the young Himalayas. Geological surprises are supposed to be there. So I think there is huge interest and development potential. So this is what I was trying to talk about. This is the Nepal map, and this is the red ones are the more economical pump storage sites. So if you go look at the RE100 map of Australian National University, so there is a lot of potential. I think Nepal is definitely working towards that. In fact, the polling aligned towards that. Today I read in the news that through an ordinance there has been about 9 laws that has been coming out. I just read in the news, I don't know. I think the environment is getting conducive now to look into the potential that is available. So cross-border electricity is of more interest to developers who are getting in. Mainly already there has been an export-oriented agreement that has been signed for 10,000 megawatt, but how the connectivity, how to interact with the Nepal grid and bring the connectivity to India, because not much of the demand is going to be utilized here, and India is a huge customer, and this is of major interest to export the power that is being developed here to in India. And we would like to see a lot of regulatory and policy incentives and support. We would request the government to see that in order to make these projects a ground reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can you stay there for a while? So I'll take few questions. Thank you. I also forget to watch time. So I'll take 2 more questions. So can you please pass on the mic to gentleman there? Let's take 2 questions at a time and answer.
I am Madan Timsina from NEA. Very good presentation on this pumped storage plant. My question is, in this type of project, normally the same turbine is used as the pump, yeah? So in that case, if we can generate 100 megawatts of electricity from the PS, then how much capacity of the pump is required normally?
Thank you, gentlemen. First, as you rightly pointed out, this is going to be a turbine and a pump. So this is going to be a variable turbine. So what happens is that when you try to charge or try to pump the water, you need more electricity than what is going to be generated. For example, you say 100 megawatt, then it can be 110 megawatt or more than at least 105 megawatt. So whether the nameplate capacity is usually higher, but in order to keep the pumping power also into account, because we have a round trip efficiency here. So generally it is around 75%, and 25% is the cycle efficiency, that the cycle loss. So keeping in that into view, we try to configure the turbines. Generally it is more, for example, in our Chitravati project we had 500 megawatts, 2 units, 250 megawatt of 2 units. But the capacity that we are getting there is around 506 megawatt.
Thank you. One more question, last. Anyone? Yeah. Oh, out there.
Thank you very much. I think you have well identified the potentiality of Nepal in the power generation in this scheme. Yes. So why don't you take a few power plant as Adani Group, because the potentiality is there, the market is there, and between Nepal and India is a very good construction of the high potential transmission line. So I think the market is there, the potentiality is there. So please, you are welcome to Nepal for this type of generation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Punidhan. Thank you. So, moving forward, now I'd like to request, so it's our second last, I mean, it's not a presentation now, it's a speech though. So I would like to request our seasonal, our pioneer hydropower developer and advisor of IPAN, who hold like more than 300 megawatt of projects in different states, is also taken as a role model of BPC privatization. So I would like to request Mr. Gyanendra Lal Pradhan to give his remarks.
Thank you, Chair of the session, Kulman Ghising, fellow friends. After we hear from Adani, big projects, more than 500 megawatt, I was lucky to visit one of Adani power plant, Kutch. 30,000 megawatt solar station they are planning, single, 30,000 megawatt. I was driving the vehicle with my friends for hours, still not finished. Many thousand kilometers, many hundred square kilometers, we were driving and driving. From there, let me come back to my sites. Okay. Actually, I didn't say hydropower, but my link with the energy, electricity, 1970. 1970, I was born 1960 in a village where there was no electricity. We never imagined what is electricity. we walked 5 days to come to Kathmandu. And when I saw the electricity for the first time in 1970, you believe me, when I was small, always I demand for the battery. I was in Mumbai. My father took me when I was small. He took me in Mumbai and he asked me, what do you want to buy in Mumbai? I said, battery. Go to Kathmandu, battery. Go to any store, battery. So battery was my passion from 1970, and I used to put electricity in my mother's room, let's say. So that's my link. After that, we were successful taking the bottle power company, the oldest, almost 55 years old company, built by the Norwegians. And we really did good with that one. Now I came out of that company. My friends are running that company. And regarding Nepal's potential, we are a bit confused now. Somebody saying 43,000 economic viability, someone saying 83,000 megawatts, someone saying 1 lakh megawatt. The potential will go much far. After I hear to my friend from Adani Group, I can see another 50,000 megawatt storage will be added in our potential. So I just give one example. When we design our power station for us, naturally you can't make your wet production and the dry months production too much up and down. So you make a Q40 system. Until now we are continuing. Thanks to Kulmanji, now we are going for Q25 also. The 300 megawatt power plant we designed for Nepal market can be 900 megawatt for Indian market. That way, since we plan to export 15,000 megawatt by 2035, our potential will go very fast. Potential is not a fixed number. It will grow very well depending upon the wet months energy need and the water control system. That's for India and Bangladesh. So regarding potential, I didn't see any problem. Government having very nice plans, 20,000 megawatt by this one. And I tell you one story. Although electricity came 1878 for the first time in UK, I visited that power station also long back. The first power plant came in Darjeeling. That was in I don't remember, 1918, I don't remember, sorry. I don't remember, in Darjeeling. But in Nepal also, then the Rana Prime Minister Chandra Samse went to UK. Then he was having big, let's say, Sinhadarbar, all these big palaces, but without electricity. So it was very dark in those days. So he found electricity in UK. So when he came back, he started second hydropower station in Asia. The first was in Darjeeling, the second was in Kathmandu. But if you see the Darjeeling and Kathmandu, we were having proper transmission system, everything, and Darjeeling was only for the tea states. So sometimes claim to India that we were the first commercial hydropower station having in 1911, almost 114 years back. So that was the story. And very interesting to my foreign friends, especially from the India, when the electricity was ready, the priest told the Rana Prime Minister that this is very dangerous. If you touch, you die. So you should never take to the electricity to the palace. Now the Rana Prime Minister was in big problem. The electricity is ready, the palace is dark, he wants electricity, but the priest saying it's very dangerous, no? Which is true. So what he did, there is one town in Kokana, if you can visit, house is there. He put the electricity, he gave electricity for the free. So that was the first house in Nepal to get the electricity by the public. And when he put for a couple of months, no one died. Then only the power came to Sinhadarbar. And public was having some their connection with having electricity, but Sinhadarbar was having full electricity in those days. So India and Nepal started electricity very long back, but the growth was too poor. But what I can see is that since the growth is very fast, if you see the biggest cost for any South Asian country is food. Second biggest cost is energy. And South Asia is not very rich in energy except solar. In solar, we are very rich. South Asia is very rich, much bigger than hydro potential. So India is going big way in solar. I told you, the Adani is going 30,000 megawatt single unit in Kutch, Gujarat. There are so many such projects coming up in India, which is demanding more hydropower projects from Nepal. That's why if you see the Indian market price in IEX, in an electricity exchange, the daytime price is almost 3 rupees, 4 rupees, and evening price is going up to 11, 10, Indian currency. So that's really giving very good chances for Nepal to go ahead. When Nepal started the first power station, 500 kilowatt in Phurphing, the cost was 7,13,273 rupees for 500 kilowatt. And it took 4 years to complete that one. That's a museum now. That's a museum now. Regarding renewable energy, what I can see, the whole world is saying by 2035, the carbon emission should be 50%. For India, for Nepal, we are lucky. Our carbon emission is very good, very small. But for India, for Bangladesh, for Sri Lanka, for Pakistan, no, the carbon emission reducing to 50% by 2035 is almost impossible. And they have to go big way in solar, especially India. No, Bangladesh, they can't go in solar. Bangladesh can go rooftop solar only because the land is very limited. It's Nepal land area and Bangladesh land area is same. Whereas look at the population, we are 30 million, they are maybe 150 million, 15 crore, something like that. So they can't go solar in big way. But India is going big way in solar, and this solar is demanding more pumped storage. India are planning for 80,000, they have identified 80,000 megawatt. I just talked to my friends. They are planning for 30,000 megawatt pumped storage. So I think my humble request to Kulmanji, I think you are in government, NEA part, we should also try to make some policy for the pumped storage to come fast forward so that our potential will go by another 30-40% what we have in storage or run-of-river projects. Regarding first project out of government, Tinao 600 kilowatts was the first, built by BPC. That's like temple for me. Mr. Ardhopton worked so hard from Norway. And that gave electricity to the Botul small town. And the whole town was changed to as an industrial town because the electricity was available. Whereas in other, like Bhairava, there was no electricity. Other area, there was no electricity. After that, the Norwegian came and did the first project, 60 megawatt. That's a first private project by FTI in Nepal. That's called Khimti. Khimti, 60 megawatt. I worked in Khimti for a couple of months when it was under construction. And I have lots of knowledge regarding innovation. When we talk in innovation in hydropower is almost impossible. If you see a project 150 years back built and now, it's the same principle. You control the water, you take out the sediment, you take the water to the pipes or tunnel and put in the turbine and you generate. Only the efficiency is coming up. But innovation is big way going on in the consumption side. We were using the geosid bulb, 60 watts. Then came the tube lights, maybe 40 watts. Then came the fluorescent bulb. Then came the LED, hardly maybe 5 watts. So innovation is really going big way in consumption, except air condition. Air condition is still not that efficient as compared to lights. No? But in electricity generation, not much going. And this is new innovation, which my friend from Adani just said now, that pump storage now. India is having surplus energy during daytime. In future also they will have very cheap power. So they can use that energy to pump the water and take the water to the higher side. And when the electricity is needed, it's like battery. They can just use, this will make the grid very stable. And the price difference is so high in India during daytime and the evening. So it's very feasible for you. But in our case, the price difference is very low. We tried one pump storage, but we found it's really difficult to do that. So we need some different policy. Our price should be linked with the Indian market.
Then you have 1 minute now.
Shall I go 15 minutes without question? Okay. Okay, that's the one. So what I can see that I compare Indian power system with the Chinese power system. I do lots of study with Chinese power system also. China is having almost more than 15 lakhs megawatt. India is having, let's say, 4 lakhs megawatt. So power will be the biggest problem in this South Asia for the growth. Because we don't have fossil fuel, the coal is not that good, the carbon emission footprint is killing us, not used to coal. And India will be going big way in solar. That will demand big way, peak power station in Nepal. And India can go for maximum 70,000-80,000 pump storage, not more than that. Adani planning for 30,000 megawatt pump storage. So there is huge opportunity in future for Nepal to go for the pumping, not pumping, storage type of power plant. I can see very positive. Kulmanji can highlight more. I think the difference between Nepal and India government for Mahakali, almost 6,400 megawatt, is very narrow now. I strongly believe when I hear to my, let's say, past secretaries in India, that very soon, maybe a couple of years, 1 year, 2 years, maybe the Pancheshwar will start construction. Karnali Chisapani, NE is working so hard for 10,800 megawatt. The capacity may go up. 1,200 megawatt Budi Gandagi going forward. So what I can see, 28,000 megawatt is not that far. Not that far. Bangladesh looking for 9,000 megawatt from neighboring country. And neighboring country means it's only we. It's only we. Because if they buy from India, it's not green energy. They have to go green energy. If they don't go green energy, there will be a big push for their exports. There will be a big problem for their exports. No? Because the European country and all American having one mindset that by 2035, make your carbon footprint half. And by 2050, make your carbon footprint 0. So I see huge potential. We started from a small project. Now we are planning for 180 megawatt. That's a storage, PROR project. And we are looking for another big one, almost double size of that one. And we hope we all will have nice, let's say, future growing insights, seeing the market in South Asia. And I can see in next presentation, I can see some professors from IOE coming to see how the load can be increased in Nepal. So that's also going to have 10,000-15,000 megawatt capacity in Nepal. So I see huge, let's say, potential for hydropower sector to grow. It was only for water before. We always say India only need water. No, India need water. India need flood control. India need the peak power also. So future looks so bright for Nepal. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you for setting the context. We'll ask at the end. So thank you for wonderful speech. If you see the data, so there is a billions of dollars is investing every year in terms of R&D in solar, especially in solar, and battery backup. And there is also a blended kinds of electricity is coming in, something like solar and wind, battery backup and solar. There is a lot of, hydrogen, whatnot. And many things, many more R&D is going on. So going forward, since from the private sector, even in Nepal, we hold like more than 40,000 megawatts of license in different stages. So thank you for setting context for the session chair. So now I'll go for our session chair. He don't need like introduction in front of us. He is the one of the reason because all of are here today. So thank you for bringing this sector up to this level. And now I would like to invite our session chair, Mr. Kulman Ghising, to present and sum up the session and sum up past, present and future of hydro and sum up all those presentation presented here today. Please welcome Mr. Ghising with big round of applause. Yeah, you can do it.
Thank you, Uttamji. Almost we have spent 1.5 hours and presentation was very excellent. And all the presentations were insightful. And for hydropower, all the presentations are very much useful for Nepali private sector. First of all, I would like to thank all the presenters for their insightful presentation. And I just want to sum up the presentations presented by the individual presentations. First presenter was Dr. Hari Neopane. He was associated with Nepal Electricity Authority from very beginning, from when I was in Chilime Hydropower project. At that time also we used to collaborate with Kathmandu University for sedimentation and turbine testing lab. For turbine testing lab, we have invested 25 lakh or something. Chilime Hydropower company, and I am one of the board member of our turbine testing lab from the very beginning. And this has given very good input to our maintenance service of Nepal Electricity Authority. He has presented sediment problem in Nepal. I think there are many problems regarding sediments. I just want to highlight some of the power plants that how we have dealt with sediment problems. For sediment problem solution, I think we have to design, we have to look into design perspective also. Whenever we design run-of-river projects, peaking run-of-river projects and reservoir projects, they have different sediment problems. The major problem is in run-of-river project. And one of the project that we have, Chilime Hydropower project, it is peaking run-of-river project. It has small pondes, and that was run without pondes for 1 year. Within 1 year, the runner has to be replaced and maintained. And after peaking pondes is in operation, runner runs for 9 years without maintenance. So how much the peaking pondes benefits the hydropower? It's a huge benefit that is giving to hydropower projects, cost of maintenance. And Kulekhani, one of the reservoir projects we have, for last 12 to 15 years, we don't have to do any maintenance for runners. And I think we have to go for inspection, checking for next years or 2 years. There is no sediment at all. And in run-of-river projects, there are problems. Every year we have to maintain run-of-river projects because of sediment. In run-of-river projects also, if we design these descenders, optimize the design of descenders, then the problem will be less. The problem, I think, if we optimize the cost, if we cut the cost for optimization of a descender, then the problem becomes larger and larger. So private sectors, developers, I think you have to focus on descender design also for run-of-river projects. Most of the projects are run-of-river projects. So you have to focus on descender design and peaking hydropower projects. If peaking hydropower projects, then runner wear and tear becomes very, very less. So that is very important. And there are coating technology that we are taking into account for our hydropower projects. And this operational efficiency, this how you operate also, it depends upon the operation also. In our hydropower projects, the operation of the gate operation, it depends upon the gate operation during the flood time and during winter season. So operation of the plant also is important for maintaining the runner at the good condition. So we are now collaborating with this digitization of condition monitoring with Kathmandu University. I think if it is a feasible solution, it can be implemented to private sector also. That all the data can be monitored online. So we have supported Kathmandu University for monitoring the turbines of our Trisuli project. So I would like to implement, I would like to say, request private sector to implement the same system developed by Kathmandu University to your hydropower plants. I think the next presenter, Mr. Gonzalez. It's a technology that SCADA and whole system digitization. The power plant digitization, SCADA system, remote control, and monitoring of the whole system, it is very much needed for all the power system, all power plants. I think in Nepal, private sectors do not have such type of facility in all the plants. We have in Nepal Electricity Authority at recent years, we are now changing all the system of our SCADA system. We are replacing old SCADA system with the present new SCADA system. And this is giving benefit to the operation of a power plant. So this is very, very interesting topics, but I don't think everybody understood in depth. It is a very technical presentation. And next, LiDAR video presentation that has been made. It's very, very interesting that we are now implementing all survey in transmission and hydropower, reservoir projects, all projects, we are implementing LiDAR technology. In Dutkosi also, we are now, we have Dutkosi and other projects in hydropower projects and all transmission systems, we are using LiDAR technology. We have purchased LiDAR also by Nepal Electricity Authority, and our engineering companies are also using this LiDAR technology. It is very good tool for this survey and design. So this has been very good technology that we are now implementing. I think everybody has to go for LiDAR technology in future. And next, Mr. Swamy has presented a very interesting presentation regarding carbon credit and offsetting carbon and carbon international renewable energy services certificates. This has been new for Nepal. We are discussing with different IREC agencies regarding this international renewable energy services energy certificates. I think this will give benefit to Nepal's hydropower because our all energy is renewable. And the one doubt, I am confused that whether we can have this certificate without offsetting our carbon footprints. This is a very important issue. I was discussing with many carbon credit agencies that if we sell carbon credit certificates and it is not counted to our carbon offsetting, then it will be difficult for Nepal to have such type of certificates. So I think this will be the policy issue for government also. If you go for directly for private sector or Nepal Electricity Authority, if that will reduce our carbon offsetting part, then it will be difficult for Nepal. So that individually I will discuss with you. So I have been discussing with many carbon offsetting agencies regarding this issue. There are many other areas, just like charging stations. Every day we have almost now, at present, every day we are consuming around 200,000 units of electricity by electrical vehicle only. So that can be counted for carbon credit facility. So that is a new area that we have to look into. So this is also one area that you have presented, that carbon credit for transportation also. And Mr. J. Punidhan from PP Business Group of Adani, excellent presentation of pump storage. I discussed with him that 4.5 rupees, Indian rupees, is the price of pump storage electricity. That is very, very cheap. If it is so, then there is no need of a storage battery. This pump storage is much cheaper than any other form of storage. So what we can see in Nepal, we have pump storage sites, many sites. We have done screening of pump storage in Nepal. Many pump storage all over Nepal. We have selected almost 35 sites of pump storage. And 2 pump storage sites, we have been doing this feasibility study to storage, pump storage sites. So there are many pump storage sites. You said that more than 2,000 megawatt of pump storage site in Nepal. I think it is not. So 2,000 sites. Okay. So it is much more than that. We have found that more than 25,000 is initial screening. There are so many sites of pump storage. In Nepal, we have the reservoir sites and plus pump storage. Reservoir plus pump storage is still much better than only pump storage. So many pump storage and many pump reservoir sites that can be combined for generation of electricity. One of the project that the highest, biggest project in this region, 10,800 megawatt, we are now initiating detailed design of this project. That project site has more than 5,000 megawatt of pump storage site also. It's nearby. When that reservoir is there, that can be counted for a low reservoir, and upstairs reservoir is the biggest platform that we see in that area, and just a pump storage. So that will give very good pump storage facility for reservoir also. So there are many projects in Nepal. Adani can come to Nepal and have reservoir plus pump storage also, only pump storage also, because Nepal is going to be storage battery for this region also. We are coming up with almost 1,000 megawatt of solar bidding also. Please come to bid solar also. So we are also coming up for solar bidding. So pump storage plus hydropower reservoir will be much beneficial combination. Mr. Gyanendra Lal has given a broader picture of hydropower, and he is always saying not only water, it's energy also. So potential of hydropower in Nepal is always bigger than what we used to say. So hydropower potential depends upon the market, how we can export or how we can consume. So potential of hydropower depends upon the wet season market. He has rightly said. So there is a wet season market, big wet season market, so it should go up. We should not kill hydropower projects only for domestic consumption. So I think these are all about what the presenters has presented, and I have summed up their presentations. And I would like to thank the organizer for inviting me for chairing this session. Nepal is going to be hydropower destination for all over Nepal, all over, it's nearby, all over the world. I would say, this region is going to grow in market as well as clean energy. We have already generated almost 3,200 megawatt. I am not saying that there is no development of hydropower. There is a huge jump of hydropower development in Nepal. Within 7 years, 6 to 7 years, we have generation capacity more than 4 times. So every year we are adding 1,000 megawatt. Private sectors are coming up with a very good generation capacity, and not only Nepali domestic private sectors, foreign private sectors are also coming with bigger size projects. We are ready to support all the private sectors that they want to develop in Nepal hydropower projects. We are making the market of hydropower by doing more and more PPA, power purchase agreement, within Nepal. Without market, no private sector can come. So power purchase agreement, we have already done almost 10,000 plus PPA. Now we are going to open more PPA for hydropower. So that will open the market. And we'll open the Q40 or Q25 or this discharge open to any type of discharge. that they can design. So this will give the optimization of hydropower to generate more hydropower in wet season. So thank you very much. This much I would like to say. Because of my illness, I could not speak more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Session Chair, for, sum up. And I can proudly say that in spite of not much R&D happening in terms of hydro, this optimization and nature of the hydro will remain valid for further due. So now, thank you, all of you. So we were almost on time. We are only overshoot by 3 minutes. So thank you, presenter, for wonderful. You all were like very precise and very amazing. So now I would like to welcome past president of Independent Power Producer Association, Subharandas Shrestha, to come in stage and facilitate our presenter with token of love. So first, I would like to begin with our session chair, Mr. Kulman Ghising. Can you please come forward? Thank you. Now, our next speaker, Professor Dr. Prasad Neopane. And our third speaker, presenter, Mr. Estuardo Gonzalez. And our fourth speaker, Mr. Denzil Swamy. And fifth speaker, Mr. Jayaraman Punidhan. Please come forward. And I would also like to request for a group photo, please. Final one. Yeah, you can keep it there. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
म अब मायाको चिनोलाई नै जोड्न चाहन्छु। म मायाको चिनो प्रदान गर्न पूर्व अध्यक्ष डाक्टर सुवर्णदास श्रेष्ठलाई अनुरोध गर्दछु र लिदिनु हुन हाम्रो एक्सपिरियन्स सेयर गर्नुभएको आदरणीय वरिष्ठ ऊर्जा उद्यमी ज्ञानलाल प्रधानज्यूलाई म हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु। त्यसैगरी मायाको चिनो लिदिनु न यस कार्यक्रमको सहजकर्ता इपानका उपाध्यक्ष आदरणीय उत्तम ब्लोन लामाज्यूलाई हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछु र यो सेसन पनि सकिएको हुनाले सबैलाई धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु।